All right, let's get into it. We're going to tackle one of the oldest, most mind-bending puzzles out there. A real head-scratcher about who or what we really are.
You know, this whole thing gets me thinking about my dog, Brutus. Had him for 10 years now. He's my best friend. But get this, scientifically, pretty much every single cell in his body has been replaced since day one. He looks a little different, maybe moves a bit slower, but when he puts his head on my lap, man, I just know that's him. That's Brutus. But is it really? I mean, how can he be the exact same dog if he's made of totally new parts?
And look, this isn't just me getting philosophical about my dog after a long day. Nope, this exact question, this problem of identity, it's something the heavy hitters, the greatest thinkers in history, have been wrestling with for centuries. And they came up with a pretty powerful story to really dig into it.
So, to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to go way back. I'm talking ancient Athens. We're going to talk about a legendary hero and his ship, which became even more legendary.
So here it is, the Ship of Theseus. Now, this was not just some random boat bobbing in the water. No, sir. This was a monument. This was the actual ship that the hero Theseus, the guy who basically founded Athens, sailed on. The Athenians were so proud of this thing, they kept it in the harbor as a memorial, like a living piece of their history.
But, you know, there's a catch with old wooden ships, right? They rot. So to keep their monument in perfect shape, whenever a plank started to go bad, the Athenians would carefully take it out and swap it with a brand new, identical one. And this kept happening over and over for years, maybe even decades. One plank here, another there, until one day they realized not a single original piece of wood was left on that ship.
And that moment, right there, that's where the real problem kicks in. This is the heart of the first big puzzle.
So I'm asking you, straight up, after all that work, with every single plank replaced, is it still the Ship of Theseus?
Okay, and this is where people really start to argue, because there are two camps here, and both of them kind of make sense. Camp 1 says, yes, of course it's the same ship. Look, its shape is the same, its purpose is the same, its story is unbroken. It was never not the Ship of Theseus. But then you've got Camp 2, and they're saying, are you kidding me? No, an object is what it's made of. None of the original material is there. It's a totally different physical thing now. A copy, basically. Now, if you think that's a tough nut to crack, just you wait. Because the old philosophers who thought this up, they decided to throw in a twist to make it even harder. They posed a simple but brilliant question. So, what happened to all those old planks they took off the ship?
Well, it turns out some guy had been collecting every single one of them. He gathered up all those old original planks, took them back to his workshop, fixed them up, and he rebuilt a ship. An entire ship made from 100% of the original authentic timber. So now, we've got a problem. Because now there are two ships. You've got one in the harbor, the one that's been maintained all this time, and then you have this other one, the one rebuilt from all the original parts. Let's put them side by side. You've got the maintained ship, all new parts, but it's got the unbroken history. It never stopped being the ship. Then you have the reconstructed ship. It's got all the original parts, 100% authentic material, but it's brand new, just put together. It doesn't have that history of continuous existence. So, which is it? The story or the stuff?
Man, both of them have a seriously strong claim. So which one is the true Ship of Theseus? There's a solid case for both.
And here's the thing. The secret to this whole puzzle is that you're not supposed to pick one. The point was never to find a winner. The whole point is to understand why it's so darn hard to make a choice in the first place.
What this puzzle does is it shines a huge spotlight on the fact that we don't really have a solid definition for identity. It makes us ask, okay, what really makes something itself? Is it the actual stuff it's made of, its material? Or is it the unbroken history, its continuous story through time? Or, hey, maybe it's just about what it does and what it looks like, its function and its form.
So at the end of the day, there is no right answer. The Ship of Theseus isn't a trivia question, it's a tool. Think of it like a piece of gym equipment for your brain, designed to make you really question what identity even means. And that brings everything full circle, right back to the beginning. Because this ancient puzzle about a ship, it was never really about the ship. It's about you. Here's a crazy fact for you. In about 7 years, something like 99% of the atoms in your body get replaced. You are literally being rebuilt, constantly, from the ground up.
So think about that. Are you the exact same person you were 7 years ago? Physically, almost none of the original parts are still there, but your memories, your personality, who you feel you are, that seems to continue, right? A lot of people think that's the key, that our mind, our consciousness, is the thread that holds it all together. You're the maintained ship. The planks keep changing, but the story is unbroken.
And you see this paradox everywhere once you start looking. Your favorite band from back in the day? What if, over 20 years, every original member has been replaced? They've still got the same name, they're playing the same hits, but is it the same band?
Or that old truck you've been working on for years. You put in a new engine, new tires, rebuilt the transmission, gave it a new paint job. You love that truck for all the miles and memories. But at what point, after replacing almost everything, does it stop being that truck?
Which brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question. If it isn't our physical body, what is that one essential thing that makes you, you? What's the one part of your identity that, if you lost it, you wouldn't be you anymore?
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more fascinating videos from Plato's Footnote. Have a great day.